Welcome back to the Moxie Movement. I'm Sarah Greener. I'm your host of the podcast and creator of the Done by Three Club and the Moxie Business Advantage, which is here for mums in business to build a business that supports our real life, not some mystical fantasy, wife open schedule that you're being sold out there on the internet. Because my experience is that building a business isn't like that. When you want to maintain your partnerships, when you want to maintain your parenting, and you want to be an ambitious business owner, because you can be all of those things, you just can't do it like the guy with the wife at home. You got to do it different. Since I last spoke to you, I became the mother to a teenager. We had an awesome celebration of her life, and every part of her birthday was a reminder to me that we have zero control over our kids. Zero control, only influence. It's super important to put humans around them that are going to influence them in the way that you want them to be influenced. People that are aligned with your values, people that are aligned with their interests. And everything about her birthday reinforced that we have done that well. Both people that are here in person with us and people that are far away and still stay in contact. I'm incredibly grateful for those people. Things like nobody gave Scarlett any stuff for her birthday. Every single person gave her an experience or spent some time with her. In fact, the most aligned gift she got was a coral propagation course for 2 days. Now, I'm pretty sure at 13, that's not what I would have asked for, but Scarlett was delighted. They have to do a day of theory first, and then the second day they're going to go out and actually scuba dive and plant some corals on the reef. She is very excited about that. A reminder that if we want our children to grow into vibrant expressions of themselves, we have to make sure that the people around them, the inputs that they're getting, the influences that they're getting are aligned with both our family values and also those things that they really love. And when you do that, it's just so easy for them to do the things that they love. I also had a moment today where I was like, man, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing it right. I'm not being successful enough. I'm not getting anywhere. In fact, I've had a bit of a day like that, not for any valid reason, just you have those days. I was reminded yet again that having a support crew who believes in your vision and you more than you do is so important. My daughter came in this morning to tell me that I was awesome and I was powerful and I was strong and impactful without me asking for it. And my husband popped his head in literally the moment before I started to record this to go, just in case you need a reminder that you're awesome, you are awesome and you're doing great. And I was like, oh God, I actually really needed that today. Make sure you communicate what you're trying to build and what you're trying to do and the impact that you're trying to make with the people that love you most, so that on the days when you get a little bit wobbly, you can steal from their belief in you. I can steal from the fact that Scarlett believes her mother is an incredible businesswoman, even if right now in this moment I don't believe it myself. And I can steal from my husband and know that he believes that I'm going to make an impact in the world with this business, even if I don't remember in that moment myself. And having that support crew, that scaffolding around you for when you get wobbly is key. Share what you're trying to build, why you're trying to build it, why it matters in terms of the impact for the community, the people you're building it for, and also for the people that you love, those highest life priorities, because they'll get behind you, they'll wrap around you, and they will make you keep going even on the days when you're like, oh, I've got the wobbles. I spent a day just lying on the beach this weekend, literally lying on the beach, doing nothing, reading a book, snoozing, swimming in the ocean, watching Scarlett build stuff in the sand. Did that on a loop all day. It was blissful, and I still had that niggly little voice in the back of my head going, shouldn't you be doing something? Shouldn't you be somewhere doing something somewhere for someone, not just lying around doing nothing? If you've got one of those little voices like me, your little inside voice sometimes says, no, you can't rest, you can't stop, you can't pause, you can't enjoy the blissfulness that is having nowhere to be and just breathing in the air or having a cup of tea. I want to remind you that little voice, like the one inside me, is just a liar. They have no factual evidence to back up the fact that you racing around doing something for everyone is going to make you better. A friend shared with me, instead of waiting until we needed to rest, what if we didn't go and take action until we knew we were well rested enough to be the most impactful self that we can be? And that's a complete flip on how we often see rest. We often see rest as productive. I need to rest well so that I can be the best version of myself. And look, I'm 100% behind that, and that sleep is a superpower. If you're getting 8+ hours of sleep, you will feel far more human than you ever will with less than that. If you've had newborn babies, if you've been through perimenopause or menopause where sleep just is this mythical creature that other people get, then you know how powerful sleep is. That's really important. And I love the framing that when we are well rested, when we have taken active rest and active recovery, that means taking a rest for your brain and your body that is away from screens and away from business and just doing things that feel good, that we will then be way more impactful and way more deliberate with how we're showing up for ourselves, for our teammates, for our employees, for our clients, for our customers. And that's a super powerful place to come from. I'm seeing lots of people talk about building successful businesses and then having a life that they don't love. If being in business is leading to disconnected parenting, the road to divorce, or burnout, then you're not building a business. You're building a breakdown waiting to happen. And I promise you're doing it wrong. We have got so many people out there talking about rebuilding after their darkest moments, rebuilding their business, changing the way that they're doing it because they got divorced, or their kids don't talk to them anymore, or they had a significant health challenge that meant they needed to change the way they were doing things. And the problem is that these people were out there before that happened, selling their way as the only way, selling their way as that this was the way to be successful in business. We never looked behind the curtains to see how fulfilled were they in the parts of their lives that they said mattered to them. I think we've got sold the myth that this business success happens at the sacrifice of the rest of your life. It happens at the sacrifice of your intimate relationships, your marriage, your partnership. It happens at the sacrifice of the way that you want to parent. We all say that the reason for being in business is to have the freedom and flexibility to be a present parent. And then we're doing the complete opposite of that. We're on our phones, we're in our emails, not really listening to our kids, or we're in our heads while we're sitting at the dinner table, running through our to-do lists, being really disconnected from the people that we said mattered most. I don't think that success is this someday, one day dream that when I get there, then I'll be the wife and partner that I want to be. Then I'll be the mum and the parent that I want to be. Then I'll be joyful and happy and have some pleasure in my life because I would have done the hard yards and worked and suffered and done all the things I need to do to have the business success that I desired. I don't think that's required. We have to start getting really good at looking behind the curtain of people who we're taking advice of. We have to get really good at asking people questions to check in and make sure that our values are aligned. If you just want to have business success and that's what you're all in on, and you are young and single and free and able to do that, go all in on it, go for your life. But if you have a significant other, a partner that you want to keep, you have children that you want to be present with, and you want to enjoy life with them in the moment, I don't think that those models of business are helping you to be successful. In fact, I think so often we take them and we use them as a stick to measure ourselves against and then see us as coming up wanting without thinking about the whole picture. We have to sacrifice first and then enjoy this experience later. If we sacrifice now to enjoy the success later, then we're sacrificing moments that we can never get back. Sacrificing moments with our 3-year-old who's got all the sassy attitude, that wants to show you how they can do it themselves. And yeah, I get it. It makes it really slow. And yet those are magical moments that are never going to happen again. Not in exactly the same way. When they turn 13, they start to have the same sassy, I can do it, I know it all attitude again, just in a slightly different wrapper. And we don't want to miss those moments. When we're building our business, we're building this vehicle that is there to serve our lives. We want to structure it in a way that we can have our ambitions in our business and meet those. And we can also show up and be present for the moments that matter. If it matters to you to be there when your kids get home from school and hang out with them, then we should build your business that way. If it matters that you're going to go to every game on the weekend, whatever sport your child is playing, then we should build it so that you can do that. If it matters to you that you are calm and centered and grounded with your kids, then we shouldn't be building businesses that exhaust us, require us to work late at night after the kids are in bed, or to get up early and cram in a couple of hours of work between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. before the kids get up. If we're doing that, we are either getting the moments but in a less than version of ourselves because we're tired and grumpy, or we are missing out on the things we said mattered most, that we were building this business for. I often talk to women who say, I really just want to have school holidays before the kids leave home. The kids are going to not want to hang out with us anymore at some point, and I want to make the most of these moments when they do. And yet they didn't start early enough. They didn't build the runway early enough. And so their business demands so much of them for so long that they're missing out on those moments. Remember back when you were dating this person you decided to do life with, and it was fun, and you did fun things together, and you had laughter together, and you made time to eat together and talk together about stuff that's not just your business or not just the kids. Remember that? If we want our partnerships, our life partnerships to survive, you have to make time for that stuff. When we're looking at finding ways to build our businesses, we have to make sure that both our parenting and our partnerships have got space and time to happen around the business. You have to be deliberate about what matters most, putting in rituals and routines and habits that support those relationships, and then take action on your business in the times that you've allocated to your business in a really focused way. This whole sacrifice until we get to a certain result or a certain point in our business and then enjoy is not practical. Just not going to work if you've got kids and you've got a partnership. You have to be able to enjoy the journey as you're going along. Honestly, all of this comes back down to that. Yes, women, we can have it all. You can't do it all to have it all. You have to have scaffolding. You have to have support in your home, in your relationship, and in your business for this to work. We are still being sold the myth that as women, and I think more particularly as mums, that we still have to do all the things. And that is not the case. You need to put a line in the sand and say, yes, I can have it all. Yes, I can have all the things that matter most to me. I can have the success of my business. I can have a loving, intimate relationship, and I can have connected, loving relationships with my kids that I'm parenting every single day. I can have all of those three things. In order for me to have those three things, I'm going to have to put down that I must do it all, that I'm the only one can do it right. Because you can't have those three key outcomes if you're doing it all, because you'll be a little puddle of mum, a little puddle of partner, a little puddle of business owner over here in the corner because you've tried to do it all. We weren't designed to do it all, and nobody else is doing it all. I love you, and you think they have to do all of these things for everyone. You don't. You can put some of it down and have scaffolding and support at home and your partnership, in your parenting, and in your business. It's really hard to find women in business who are still in their relationship they started the business in, that have children that we want to spend time with. It's not easy to find those people, right? And yet those are the people we're looking for. Business success that ruins your relationships just isn't success. I don't want to follow anyone that goes, hey, I've had all this business success, but I spent 7 years not talking to my wife, or I have got these multi-million dollar businesses, but my child won't talk to me anymore. They spend all their time locked in their room, chatting to their friends on their phone. If your kids are avoiding you, if your partner resents you, if your body's shutting down, that's not success. And we have to stop building businesses that make those outcomes acceptable. It's okay that the kids don't love me right now. Look, we've made all this money now. I'm going to take them on these really expensive holidays and trips and things will get better. No, they won't. Because your kids don't need things and stuff, they need you. It's okay that my husband and I have been ships passing in the night for 5 years, because when we hit this $1 million sale figure or this $500,000 profit figure, we'll be able to go away and have these trips, the two of us, because we've made all this money. No, because they won't be there. And I don't talk about this stuff to be judgy on someone else. I talk about it because I lived it. The first 5 years of Scarlett's life, I was very disconnected. I was working all the hours. I wasn't there. Johnny and I were ships passing in the night, and I'd built a business that was doing exactly this. My kid still does resent one of the businesses we had back then, to the point where she won't even go into the space it occupies. She hates it that much. I'm so grateful every day that we stopped and made a change, so that wasn't her hating me because I was the person that was choosing that business over her. My marriage wouldn't have survived if I hadn't stopped and started making time for him, to sit with him, to hold his hand, to go to dinner with him, to walk along the beach together, to do the things we love together. Our marriage wouldn't have survived. I absolutely am not interested in business success that ruins relationships with the people that matter most to me. The numbers can be shouted about on the internet all you like. 7 figures this and 8 figures that and 6 figures this. None of that stuff matters if you don't have a loving relationship that you can maintain, present parenting, and your own health, because the numbers won't matter if any of those significant people, including you, can't show up and be part of your life. We're mistaking ring for business leadership, for the way that we have to be for our teams. And that's going to burn you out. Most women that I work with, the CEO at home as well, they're the people that are running around doing everything for all the kids and the household. And when I go, cool, so who else helps out? They'll say, oh, my husband's really great. He cooks the dinners. The moment that you can point at the one thing that someone can do, I know that this is not scaffolding and supported person at home. You're in your household, you're over-delivering in your parenting, and you're over-delivering in your business, and you're exhausted from it, which then means even though you're doing a lot at home and you're doing a lot for your kids and you're doing a lot for your business, you're burnt out, you're not showing up as the best version of yourself, you're a bit grumpy while you're doing all of it, or you're shut down and quiet because you don't want to talk to the people that expect so much from you all the time. It's not sustainable. What's really important here is that there's another way. And it starts with building your business, whatever that is, to fit around the life, the humans, the relationships that are really important to you, and not the other way around. We're not going to build a business and then try and contort life around it, because if the business is built for us, for our real lives as mothers, it won't have to contort at all. It will work inside the structures that we've already given it, that will allow us to deal with family emergencies, sick kids, holidays, school camps, last minute assemblies. If you're looking at your business and going, I actually don't enjoy doing this because it's stealing from my relationships I really value, then it's okay. We can shift it. We can change it. There's another way. You have to build a life-aligned business. This is really different from startup, hustle and grind. This is for someone that built their business with the intention of giving themselves some space and time to be a present parent, playful partner, and still be able to be ambitious in the business world that they've chosen to be a part of. We need to say, here's what this season of my life looks like. Here's what the map of my life looks like right now. Here are the important things on it. And my business needs to fit around that. When our business is aligned with our highest life priorities, it's much easier to do the things that are important. It fits into it. You can see how your business and your life fit seamlessly together, no matter what season of life you're in. If you're in newborn baby stage, you're in toddler stage, you're in just starting school, or you're like me and you're heading into those teenage years, all of those seasons of life require something different from you as a partner, something different from you as a parent, and you can build your business to align with that. I've got clients that don't work school holidays, any of them. Yes, even the big giant summer school holidays. I've got clients who don't start work until middle of the morning. They do all the mornings with the kids. They're really present. They do breakfast. They're on all the time for that. And then the other parent in the household picks the kids up from school, does after school activities all the way through to dinner time. And mum just has that focused work time from 10:30, 11 o'clock through till 5, 6 o'clock. And then she closes her laptop and she comes back in and she can be with her family. I've got other people that work 9:30 till 2:30. They're done by 3 every day. I've got other people that want to spend more time on their business during the week and have completely blocked their weekends, and that's for them. None of these are the perfect way. All of them are the right way for that individual, where they are with their kids, where they are with their marriages and their partnerships, and their business works for that. And it still manages to be profitable. It still manages to pay them a salary. It should do both. This is about making sure we recognize that businesses should give us time freedom, the freedom to do what we want when we want it. They should give us health in our relationships, health in the relationships that matter most. Not all of them, because we have this big, long list of people we think we have to maintain relationships with. And truthfully, you're not going to be able to manage that. You're going to have to choose which relationships matter most and dig all in on those. Trust me, if you've got 5 to 10 really solid relationships that you're maintaining, that is absolute success. If those are healthy, vibrant relationships that go both ways, that have give and take, that have being supported and being the supporter wrapped up in them, you're killing it. We also have to have financial freedom, financial certainty, ultimately financial abundance, because that's what true success looks like. And we want to put all of those things together and wrap them up in the bundle that is our life, that is our week, each and every week. This works when you are clear on what are the relationships that matter most. Where am I going to be in those relationships a decade from now? What do I want the relationship with my 13-year-old daughter if she's 3 now? For me, I have a 13-year-old. What do I want my relationship to look like with her when she's 23? My husband and I, we've been married 18 years this year. What do we want our relationship to look like in another 10 years from now? Scarlett will have left home. I don't want to look across the table and go, the only thing I had in common with you was the child we had together. I want to look across the table and go, it's been cool doing life with you, and have so many epic memories of the journey that we've been on through our businesses, our travel adventures, music that we've gone to, comedy nights that we've sat in. I want to have that as my relationship measure of success. That we're both healthy and well, we can still travel the world together and do things together, and that we can sit across the table and we have so much in common that's not just reliant on our child or our children. I also want to be able to say I've made a massive impact in my business. I want to say that I was able to support and provide the frameworks and the scaffolding to women to have that in their lives, whatever that version of that looks like. I want to have all 3 of those things. When I'm on in my business, I'm on. When I'm on in my relationship, I'm on. When I'm in my parenting, I'm on. I'm not trying to wear all 3 hats at once, because if I try and do that, I'm going to be burnt out really quickly. The most important thing that we must stop believing immediately if you want to be successful as a mum in business is the one day. One day in the future, I'll figure it out. One day, when it gets painful enough, I'll figure it out. When the toddler stops teething or they go to school, or the teenagers have left home. We're always looking for this one day. I'll fix it. I'll make it better then. It's not painful enough. We'll just struggle along. It'll be okay. That's a shitty way to live. I did it for nearly 5 full years. I think I did it for 3 years before I was like, oh, something's got to change. And then I struggled along for another 2 before we made any drastic changes. You're just struggling along, miserable, and it's just another version of golden handcuffs. We're just going to keep doing it this way, because if I don't, we won't have enough money and we'll all be on the streets and homeless, which you and I both know, while our dramatic brains do that worry spiral, not actually the reality of what's going to happen. We've got to stop waiting for one day. We've got to start saying, I'm going to enjoy the journey, my family's going to enjoy the journey, and I'm going to be successful along the way. And I'm going to do that by taking small steps. I've got to start doing some actions now, because otherwise my business is going to result in the path to divorce, burnout, or kids that won't talk to me. If that's you, if you're feeling like you're torn between your business and your business being successful and your relationships being successful, or your business being successful and you being healthy, then we have to make some changes. The first thing that we want to look at is look at the way that we're working now and think, this way of working, what is it really costing me? What is it really costing me in my partnership, in my marriage, in my intimate relationship? What is it costing me in my parenting, with my relationship with my kids, whatever age and stage they're at? What is this costing me in terms of my health? Is it negatively impacting my sleep? Is it negatively impacting the way that I'm moving and looking after my body? Is it negatively impacting how stressed out I am and what stresses I'm putting in? Make sure you know what it's costing you. Know that you're either willing to pay the cost, you're either looking at that and going, if I keep repeating the last week, the last month over and over again for the next 12 months or 24 months, that I'm happy paying that cost. I'm okay with that because I've looked at it and it's, I think, a fair exchange for the results that I'm going to get. Make sure you're really honest with what it will cost you. If you're in a partnership and you guys haven't been on a date in the last month, I'd be asking some questions about how likely is that relationship to survive. And by date, I don't mean you have to go out and spend a lot of money on dinner. You have to go and spend some time, just the two of you together. Once you've figured out what this way of working, this way of running your business is costing you, it might be that you're being a great partner and a great parent, but you're missing all your business goals. And you don't have to sacrifice your business goals till later. You don't have to wait until the kids are older. I've got women that are building successful businesses that are running without them while they're on maternity leave. What is this way of working costing you? And it shouldn't be costing you anything. And if it is, it's not working. Get really clear on what are your non-negotiables. What has to be sacred in your time, in your week, in your days, that mean you will have the partnership that you want, the parenting that you want, and the business that you want. It's not everything, but there'll be some things that are sacred. Sundays, you all go for a hike or a walk somewhere. It might be that you always want to do drop off, or you always want to do pick up from school. You need to figure out what are your non-negotiables. You also want to think about them in terms of your business. What's non-negotiable for you? Is it non-negotiable that you contribute the same as your old job did to the household? Is it non-negotiable that you've helped this many people with website design? What are non-negotiables for you inside your business? Is it that you need to show up and meet with your team every week? Being a leader of a team means that you're meeting with them every week, so you have to make time for that. Or is your non-negotiable that you review the finances every week with your accountant or your bookkeeper, or on your own with Xero? What are your non-negotiables in your business that are going to help you get your goals as well? Because figuring that out is really important. And then make sure that those non-negotiables fit into your week. Generally, our non-negotiables aren't things that take 10 hours or 20 hours. They are smaller blocks of time that we just need to show up and put them in. You've got to rebuild your plan. That's probably going to require you to reset some boundaries. It's probably going to have you saying to some people, these are things I will do and these are things I won't do. There might be some rest, some active rest, not just your sleep. You might actually need some alone time by yourself, not working on your business or being a mum or being a housekeeper or being a partner. You actually might need some time just to be you. I remember when Scarlett was really small, I really lost who I am to being Scarlett's mum. And while I love being Scarlett's mum, I'm still a whole human being in here. I still have things I want to explore, I want to read about, I want to experience for me. And finding my way back to those things took me a little while because I had outsourced who I was to the roles that I was playing. You might need to have some brave conversations with some people that say, I'm more than the roles I am for everyone in this household. I am and I will be a human being before you all arrived in my life, and I will be that after you have all gone on to live your own lives. I have to have some things that are purely for me, that I enjoy, that are on my own. Maybe it's having a brave conversation with your significant other that says, this business really matters to me and I really want it to be successful and I need you to believe like I believe in. Or even if you don't believe in the business, I need you to believe in me and my ability to do it. We talked about that at the start, how important it is that my support crew, some days they believe in this business more than I do, believe in my ability to do this business more than I do. And that's okay because I know they've got my back. Maybe you need to have that conversation, and maybe you need to have a brave conversation about spending time together. That you guys can't keep putting off having holidays together, weekends away, date nights until the kids are bigger, that you actually need to make time for each other now. There are so many stats out there that show that quality time invested in our relationships, whether it be our intimate relationship, our parenting relationship, our friendships, is what matters. Have a conversation that says, I want to spend time with just you, doing just us things like we did before mortgages and kids and dinner time chaos. I want to spend time with just you. And if that's going for a walk or a drive or having dinner, I don't mind what it is. I just want us to spend some time together. I think you can build a business that doesn't cost you the things that you care most about. I believe you can have a business and a partnership and the babies and be connected in all of those things and successful in all of those things. I do believe you have to do it deliberately. I don't think it happens by accident. I do think you have to do it step by step, built for you. I don't think you have to choose between having a great marriage or partnership, being a great parent, having an ambitious business goals and achieving those. I think you can do all three at once. I do think you have to do it deliberately. I do think you have to build it in a different way than someone who's just all in on business or someone who's just all in on parenting. We have to do it differently because there are a number of different things we have to fit into our days and our weeks. It is absolutely possible to make bank in your business and still be there to pick up the kids from school. Your business should be part of the life that you want, not the barrier to it. If your business is costing you your peace, your presence, or your people, it's time to stop and do it differently. If you'd like some help, that's what we're all about here in the Moxie Movement. Until next time, stay Moxie.